were continuous and contiguous, bleeding into each other out into the distance. No fences, no dogs, no swimming pools. Just an expanse of green, even more lush in these early spring days. There must have been an agreement between neighbors to be contrarians, living without walls. Dab ran straight down the middle of the backyard, unimpeded, past the houses on either side. The only thing that could stop him was an unseen hole in the ground, or tripping over his own 2 feet. He avoided both. This was the home stretch. Once he cleared this block, he would be just 1 corner away from his own house and safety. Dab veered toward the house on the end of the block, again feeling that unsteadiness of needing to make his body execute specific movements on short notice. But he didn't slow down, proud of himself for pushing through the discomfort. He was feeling confident, an unfamiliar sense of control, when he burst back out onto the sidewalk and nearly ran into the woman pushing a stroller. Someone screamed. Dab thought it might be him, but he had other problems. The world was spinning out from under him. He had managed to will his momentum sharply to the right and barely avoided barreling full force into the stroller. Time slowed. He could see the toddler watching him from her perch in her chariot. His heavy backpack sped his rotation, spinning him like a top, until he finally landed with a hard thud on the grass between the sidewalk and street. He lay there for a moment, staring up at the cloudless sky, his backpack anchoring him to the earth. His wrist throbbed where it had hit the car. "Be careful," the young mom said, sounding like every mom. "You could have seriously hurt her." The mom was pointing to her own child. The little girl looked up at her mother, expression indistinct as she determined whether she was being yelled at. When she realized Dab was the victim, she laughed. Dab couldn't help but smile at the joyous sound, but the mom was not amused. "You think this is funny," she said. "You're just lucky you didn't cause an accident." "Sorry," Dab said, rolling himself over awkwardly and struggling to his feet. "Sorry." Dab ran away from them. As always, he wanted to say more, to find words that were more eloquent. It was how he always felt at school. The answers to questions sounded great in his head, and barely coherent when they came out of his mouth. His sister had assured him that would change too. "All kids sound like idiots," she said. Almost home. Dad ran into the street, checking for cars only at the last second. Luckily, the world was empty around him. No cars, no people, save for the woman and her daughter, who were receding away into the distance. Just around the corner was his house, his refuge. Another day of not getting beaten up. Dab was 11 years old and had never been in a fight. He was looking forward to extending that streak. The word accident hung in the air next to him as he turned the corner. Dab hated that word. His brother, 10 years his senior, used to call him that. Jane would defend Dab, but had never corrected the slight. In her mind, accident was the best-case scenario. Dab had never known his father. He didn't even know where he lived. The closest guess he had was somewhere north, gleaned from an overheard drunken conversation his mother had had with a friend, where she also accused her ex of spending most of his time now smoking pot and sleeping with prostitutes. Dab had no idea what was true. All he knew was that his brother had said Dab was the reason his father had left. His parents hadn't expected to have 3 children. During another argument between his sister and brother, Jane had paused to explain to Dab what a vasectomy was, before his siblings got back into debating exactly what the nature of the accident was. Dab coasted around the corner, right up to the edge of his front lawn, lost in thoughts of arguments past. Watching his siblings fight had always been his favorite spectator sport. Before he realized that Connor and his 3 henchmen were waiting for him on his front steps. "Just run." Connor stood up first. The other 3 boys leapt to their feet behind him. Puppets on